Balanced here. Pretty nice game here. Welcome back to another spectated game here. Big fan of the spectator mode. I don't know if you heard about that. But yeah, we have another game going on, and it's another team game even. Super hyped about that. We have Bash Pop on the Boar clan. Going with Reese. That's weirdly set up over here, you know. Not too bad. Would just be more natural to have like the teammates right next to each other, but that isn't too bad at all. So we have Reese and Bash Pop in the same team here. So Squirrel and Goat and Boar, sorry. And we have Deadway and Who Are You? Oh, I had this bug once. I knew how to solve it and we got it. So yeah, we have Deadway over here going with the Goat clan, and we have Who Are You on the Dragon clan. Also a pretty nice combo. I feel like Goat and Dragon. Like with Dragon, you usually want to go kind of late game, right? You have the Dragonkin if you get like the Relic, for example, and go really late game, like with an Altar full late game setup, and get like a huge Dragonkin army and a few Giants up until AO3. You can be a little force, but you can also get a bunch of Dragonkin in AO2 and try to be more tempo, interested in what they want to do with it. The Goat will certainly help with a few feasts here. Thing is that as a dragon, you could think about clearing out your teammates with your villagers. You could think about this. This is... forget about it. 3 draugrs, splitting them. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. But who knows? He could jump over or something. The other team, Reese. Looking fine here with 2 food sources, 2 food tiles, additional fish tile if Bash Pop is willing to give it up. I don't really think he's gonna be too thrilled about that actually. Also, it would be his second food tile, and he could use some fish like an osmosis tile here generally, but doesn't seem too big of a problem. Let's see. Like the big question, what do you want to do? Do you want to push yourself a little bit with going for the fish tile, like the Boar clan? Check that over here. Has the osmosis lore, which gives you 1 happiness for each colonized zone. For every 3 colonized zones, sorry, for 3 colonized zones you get 1 happiness. And forest, swamps, and fish give you an additional, like, just give you 1 happiness for 1 tile. Also, you got a lay of the land, so forest, swamps, and fish tiles will, like, specialized units like merchants, fishers, for example, would produce more in these tiles. So having at least one of these tiles where you got, like, for example, trading post and some fishers, they're all gonna have a 10% production boost, which can be really nice. So having that would be pretty good for Bash Pop. A 3rd food for the Squirrel shouldn't be underestimated too though. But if you have 2 farms, you can like upgrade farmers, you can yeah, just stack up the upgrades a little bit better. A little bit harder if you have like hunters, fish and farmers, and you obviously got upgrade 3 for that. There's another hunt tile over there. Maybe they do some switcheroo. For example, Bash Pop could take this tile, trade it over to Reese. Reese then proceeds to take this tile and then gives this tile back to Bash Pop. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? What's up, OP stream? Like this, the Squirrel could get this tile here, maybe even additional stone if needed. Yeah, quite interesting place possible here. Not super easy to think of at the moment though. Let me tell you. Same spawn here, of course, for Deadway and Who Are You? Who are? Like Deadway only has 3 sheep here. That is a very mid spawn for the Goat. You have the food tiles, but do you really want to rely on food tiles here as a Goat? No, you want to rely on these little fellas here in their sheepfold, providing you a little bit of food there. And it could be a lot of food if you would have in the end 8 sheep, right? That would be the perfect scenario. Like, at the start of the game, you're only able to build 2 sheepfolds, so even if you have 20 sheep, you don't really get a lot of it. Who took that? Oh yeah, that's you took it. No. Ah, you took. As we're thinking about who took the ruin there. You're able to build 2 sheepfolds at first, so you can put 4 sheep in there basically. So 4 sheep in the start are looking good basically. That already gives you a good start. That's enough. 3 sheep, you could argue that this is enough, but you have so much better starts. Like, how would you really like a 3 sheep spawn if there are spawns where you have a lot more? As soon as you reach 200 fame, you're able to build an additional sheepfold, so they are free. And if you forge the relic, which the goat clan oftentimes does, you will be able to get a 4th. So that makes 8 in total. You could think about upgrading them. Like, for example, a lot of people are going for amenities there. Then how often is it? Containing 2 sheeps? Periodically, a sheepfold containing 2 sheep makes a new sheep. I think it's every year. I might be wrong. Well, not 100% on the time window there. Yeah. I would think so. I would think so. Rough for me to set up a poll yet, so I might need to refund you there. Sorry there. Interesting that you can go through here. That way, no ore yet. Moly, such a bad lore spawn? No. Just got on the field here relatively late, I feel like. Therefore falling a little bit behind in lore. Who are you? Okay, okay. Just we're trying to reach chat there, but nothing too interesting right now. We have Deadway not going for the iron yet for the relic. Might still be. Who are you? Just went for the second ruin. He has Hunt on this tile. Okay, that's fine. Like, oftentimes ruin tiles will not really contain, like, there can't be a farm on a ruin tile. They can't. I think there can be. Can there be fish on a ruin tile? I'm gonna take the side of I have never seen a ruin tile with fish on it. I've seen forests with fish on it. We have a feast here for Bashpop in that way. Let's go. Early feasts are good for Squirrel, right? I thought like they imply a little bit that you might want to go for something early. Holy moly, Bashpop has the giants right next to him as Boar. This is the Boar lifestyle. He also instantly... Oh my god, the Northgard are also there. Yeah, he's mining stone right now, so he can build an offering well. Oh. So you passively improve your relationship with neutral factions. He will further on, like, improve the relationship to other neutrals with the bartering lore, like trading a lot of minerals, usually with the Jotnar, because bartering makes you able to trade stone and iron with them, and it is a lot easier. Just to explain you why you go for minerals. Why does it make sense? Stone is finite. Like, it will be gone at some point, you know? Why would I trade my stone? Is that dumb? I have food over here. I can just trade food, and they're like that more anyway. Why don't we go for food? You know? The thing is, if you build if you have merchants going, I think with one singular miner, you get plus 0.3 production. If you look up here, he has plus 0.4, right? How many miners have you seen right now? He has 1 miner in there. He is getting plus 0.4. Every merchant will trade for minus 0.1. But I feel like if you have 4 merchants, it usually starts, like, it stops oftentimes. I feel like it's a little bit too slow to have 1 miner for 4 merchants trading. But with mod miner, you can definitely have 3 merchants trading in the trading post, like you will make multiple, of course, and you only have 1 miner going. So the input into the trade is way lower than you would go for food. Very just, you know, very good trade rate, let's say. Then you're trading with the giants there, getting a relationship better. With the bartering lore, you even get happiness for every single trading route you have going with the with any new shorts basically. But you go for the giants because their finishing bonus is a lot better, right? In the end, for giants, you get battle ally. Most of you know that. You get 1 Jotun, huge guy, lot of GP, AoE damage, which especially in big fights makes a huge difference. And with Merkalfar, the Merkalfar might attack your opponent here and there. So yeah, I'm rooting for the big guy right here. I'm rooting for that big guy. I want the battle ally. Look at this face. He's looking so happy. Happy to go berserk for me. The offering well is super insane though. Like right now we can see plus 0.2 from trade. He has 1 trader right now. So for 1 trader you get plus 0.2 relationship improvement with the giants. You can see the green number right there, right? Let's wait until the offering well goes up. This well does eat nothing, I want to say. It doesn't eat anything. It just costs a little bit of tax for the small cost of 50 wood and 5 stone initially, plus 27 building upkeep per year. You get plus 0.5, so 2.5 traders of trading permanently. This is pretty insane. The best thing is he touches the other tile too, so he also gets that for the Merkalfar. This is nutty. Can you see what Omni looks like? Yeah, sure, true. Obviously. We can just see everything. We can look at everything. We can see the other giants over here, which are not, I think, even not scouted by the other team yet. Oh, they are scouted. So they know about them. We have the chief out already for... Who are you? Who probably... Nope, doesn't have Draconic Frenzy yet. He goes for the Thrall trait. This... yeah, I want to explain it here because mostly you will see me going for mining efficiency, shipbuilding, then carpentry mastery, and then straight for feeling safe, just to get happiness out of a lot of upgraded camps. And with carpentry mastery, making everything a little bit cheaper, therefore I can upgrade more camps and have more army. You could also go for Thrall trait though, which means that your Thralls get a lot cheaper, and they get cheaper faster. So they already cost 50% less, and the minimum price can go a lot lower. That means I usually just throw 2 Thralls away at the start of the game, just to get me going a little bit. I'm gonna rebuy later at the Longship dock. So and afterwards I'm just gonna throw villagers away because I want to keep a steady number of Thralls. I just try to reach 6 Thralls before I reach 200, and with 200 fame as a dragon, you get you see, reluctant workforce. You get 5 Thralls sent to you for free. So when I have 6 Thralls already and I get 5 on top, I'm way over the threshold that you would usually have. Like right here, you can have 4 maximum. You can cheat a little bit, like if you have only 3 Thralls right now, you can buy up to 5 because you always buy them in 2 packs, basically. But I'm so far over the threshold that I know I'm not gonna reach it for a while. So I'm just gonna try to have these 11 Thralls still around and send villagers into the pit. Which has the downside that your villager count as dragon is always very low. That's why you see a lot of people building the brewery. Even brewery is like widely seen as not as effective of a building, let's say, because having a villager do nothing else than go for happiness basically is a little bit bad. If you see that you can get +3 happiness for just having a war chi up war chief up and +1 happiness per upgraded military camp, which yeah, basically again costs you nothing because you want to have a war chief out anyway. Plus the upgraded camps are also something you aim at as dragon, because every single camp that you build only gives you +1 warband, so you want to upgrade them just to have more, right? If you want to have 12 warband, that means you need 12 tiles if you don't upgrade your war camps, so you're gonna upgrade your war camps. Also, you just, you know, only gonna have one specific unit, which can be really strong, so having it be even stronger by upgrading a lot of camps seems like a very, very smart solution. He, however, went for Thrall trade and will proceed to just throw Thralls away all the time. That means your villager count is a lot more steady. It will be a lot more, a lot higher than you would see when I play Dragon. Therefore, yeah, getting a little bit of an eco buff out of more villagers. Of course, having less Thralls throughout that time. So we'll see how that weighs up. I'm interested to see that. We don't have the direct face-off. We are having the face-off of Ashpop just completely going nuts with the giants here. I think Bashpop doesn't care about this tower. Just gonna give it over to Reese if he wants it, because he has such a beautiful setup already. Also a forest popping up over here, so he has a lay of the land tile. He just doesn't have Fishton, but he has 2 foods. He doesn't seem too worried about that, honestly. Let's see at the giant relation. Look at the giant relation. It is at 24% already, and we're halfway through AL1, so he's gonna be friends with the giant very, very surely, because it doesn't seem like Waryu and Deadway are too interested in getting too aggressive right now. Upgraded trading post here too. The dock is basically only there so you can buy Thralls. If somebody asks why does he have a dock staying around there to do nothing, no, it's you have it around so you can buy Thralls over here. You place the separate offering, well, yes, it does. It does. So you could build another one over here. I don't think it will count for the giants though, because the tile is technically not connected because they have a lake in between there. But this here would improve his relationship with the Merkalfar. Thing again is the big bonus of the Merkalfar at the end is that the Merkalfar might attack your enemy here and there. So if you hit it now or a few minutes later, doesn't make that much of a difference. It's something that could make a difference in late game. In very, very late game. If you like hit your armies low and suddenly there are 2 Merkalfar attacking your base, this can end the game. Like, and if they don't attack you and they only attack your opponents, that can be kind of worthy sometimes. So don't get me wrong, it's not like it doesn't has its use cases and can be pretty good to be friends with the Merkalfar. It's just it's such a sure bet to bet on the giants, you know? You get your big boy is gonna make a difference in the fight. There's very, very little, like, I don't think anything can happen that really makes it worthless that you go for a Jotun. Maybe if you completely overextend to your opponent and they have upgraded warriors and you need to run home and this boy is just a little bit too slow, you know? So yeah. Yeah, you could say so. Like I said, it's very, very, very situational. Like, it needs to be pretty late game, so you have 2 Merkalfar, because I think 1 Merkalfar oftentimes, even in late game, it can be dealt with a little bit of micro, even though it can get you completely on the wrong foot. For example, if you have a whole army in the front and you only have like 4 villagers at home, then 1 Merkalfar can absolutely kill you. But it's generally not gonna be as much of a difference maker as having a giant. And like I said, I always also really like the kobolds for the just get a trade route which is +5 for any resource, which is an insanely good rate. The dwarven give you stones for free, and the dwarven forgers, miners, and everything, which can mine without a mining camp, which can forge. They still need a forge for that though. And they can defend you. I heard they're kind of tough, while not super tough. Armor tool has been upgraded. Not a relic play here. Not a relic play here by that way, pretty sure. No stone for now too, which can usually be quite helpful. The feasts are not happening right now either, so we'll see. Bash Bob and Reese liking the feast though. Bash Bob even going for an Altar of Kings, which can be like, how much fame? 380 fame. Okay, it's gonna reach 400 soon. I don't know if his lore tree resembles this decision. Not really. He's going pretty deep into this tile, into this part of the lore tree, which is really helpful, right? He's gonna befriend the mutant even quicker, plus get some happiness out of the osmosis tiles and all the other tiles, of course. But you would really like to have legacy, right? Plus 50% more Altar of Kings productions. So on 400, you would produce plus 3 on every resources instead of plus 2, which is insane. But the lore is also pretty deep into the tree, so it's not that easy to get, so understandable why you would cut it out at some points. Yeah, maybe. So we are getting pretty close here for giants. But look at the goals here. Bash Bob obviously like super wealthy. It's just coincidental, right? You go for the giants and it just happens that you also get a bunch of gold. The gold economy for Who Are You is just looking a little brighter. We have the second the marketplace going up, stacking the bonus here. You want to upgrade merchants and the the trading post and the marketplace. The trading post, if you upgrade it, will give all merchants on the tile plus 20%. So already if you send merchants in here, they will already have a plus 20% boost. Even better, if you then upgrade the marketplace, you would get an additional plus 20% bonus. So all the merchants in your tile will produce plus 40%. It is additional though, not multiplicative. Multiplicative? You add the percent amounts and you don't sum them. Multiply them. Oh yeah. I just always forget to put it on because I never have it on stream. But since I do not have to play, I can totally turn it on. I don't care about that. I'm just not the biggest fan if I play, but here it's mostly about seeing things, right? Instant relic for Reese. He's really trying to go for the defensive play here. Also, obviously, then with the Guardian tree. His plan, basically, in the long term, will be of being like at home, having the relic, and basically like infecting the tiles. Basically, they get affected one by another by Yggdrasil's root, and they become eldritch. You see, I'm just gonna read it. Every 4 months, another control zone becomes eldritch. Units in eldritch zone benefit from periodical production bonuses. This is already one. And enemy units in an eldritch zone have a chance to pick a fight with their own kin for 5 seconds. Oh yeah, that's true. The evasion isn't there anymore, right? I explained that wrong in the other game yet before. Sorry. It's actually different. Your clans man will just attack their friends, which is absolutely abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. And it is how long? For 5 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They were a little too slow, right? But that is a hell of a long time. Just imagine 20 warriors against 20 and just one warrior of you suddenly like for 5 seconds attacking somebody else. And now imagine having multiple units of you doing that. So killing off a squirrel late game can be really hard. Also because you're gonna get a nutty amount of villagers. By the way, if you got the omniscient view, just like a little bit of spectator mode knowledge, who saw the other games might know that already, you will see every single villagers if you pick it and basically check the map like this. This will usually, if you don't have it on, only show you every military unit, right? Right here we only have 1 dot. This is the chief of Who Are You? And if we now pick that on, we have a bunch of dots showing all the villagers. which can be really interesting. I feel like it actually adds a little bit. Like, I weren't sure if I like it that much, but right now, when I think about it, in the late game, when the when like the big fights happen usually, right? Usually every team will have scouted each other. So you will be able to just jump into this view and exactly see what is going on. By the way, on Bashpop we see that I lied, because on Bashpop's tile you can also see the neutrals that he took, which are technically army, right? Because the Boar clan can just go for tiles that contain wolves. He can take them and the wolves will just join his clan, basically. So yeah, it also shows the wolves over here, but they are technically armies, so so yeah, you can see the army like here on the views. If you're interested in seeing them like directly, then you can jump into the single player views, and otherwise you don't really have a way to see every single villager of them, because sometimes it can be really interesting to see if people pull their villagers over, you know. Sometimes they will have so YOLO rushes that the people know that if we defend this rush, we will definitely win. And then you will have sometimes people that pull all their villagers over to help defend. For example, the Squirrel would do stuff like that. Because they have so many villagers, you don't really go for army, because yeah, your lore is bad. You get Kitchen Nightmare on tier 1, which means you get a free War Chief. Hey! And the War Chief can be revived 50% quicker, which can be helpful, don't get me wrong. The thing is that practically, like, most of the clans get Weaponsmith, so all your military units do 20% more damage, which is significant. And if they don't get Weaponsmith, they get stuff like oh, I can just pick it over here. They get stuff like Draconic Frenzy, 100% attack power from military unit with no, if it's alone in the tile, right? If you only have one unit in the tile that has 100% attack power, which is pretty good for clearing late game. Usually useless. While it's not actually the Dragon Clan who's taking full advantage of this lore. It is not actually the Dragon Clan. Type in chat if you know which clan actually takes more use out of this lore. And tell me how much you love it. I don't think it's too bad. Yeah. Yeah, who needs groceries, right? Who needs groceries? Bashpop with a giant here, by the way. I don't know how long he has it already. I think it's a while already. Because this is like him unlocking a new military ability, basically. He's taking more tiles. Taking the tiles. Having the relic. Getting more food. Ah. Fame here for that way. Fame, I mean, means 2 additional sheep. Plus he can build another sheepfold. No, he has 2 sheep to spare. I think the dragon had a few sheep, right? Which clan can take advantage of that? It's Snake. It's not a problem, Foxy. Very welcome to ask anything right here. It is Snake because Signy already gets a lot stronger, and if you then stack that with Draconic Frenzy, with going for Armed Wing of the clan and all the upgrades that you can get, Signy can get like almost 50 damage, I feel like, maybe even more. So it almost one-hits, she almost one-hits Villager. The later the game goes, the stronger she becomes, and at some point she will be able to one-hit villagers. Like pop, and almost dead. That's what I had once, that I attacked a villager and it had like 10-15% life left. So pretty huge attacks. Oh. Oh yeah, true, that's also... I think that is actually the more broken thing than Draconic Signy. Because Draconic Signy, without the Drax for a bug that lets her attack like super frequent, which were a thing but shouldn't be anymore. With this, Signy were sometimes unbeatable even with like considerable warrior armies, but right now if Signy runs away and you get your warriors behind him, your warriors will still charge at her, your warriors will usually still kill her. So it seems kind of balanced, right? It can seem very unbalanced, I know, it can seem very unbalanced, but I feel like it should be defendable. I don't know. Like, he just went for a complete different strategy than I do. Like I said, I usually go straight carpentry mastery, like over shipbuilding. He only has one dock, by the way. No, he could have built a second one. So, in my opinion, it could have been fine to go for mining efficiency, shipbuilding, carpentry mastery, frenzy, fur coat, feeling safe. It would what I usually do. That would be what I usually do. He goes for Thrall trade though and throws Thralls away. Getting a little bit more villagers like that. 15 is not super high. I think the problem is that only as soon as you feeling safe, you're really gonna have happiness. Maybe the brewery would actually, like, he has so many resources. He has so many resources! Maybe the brewery would actually be the play for him. Got a feeling. Obviously. Not having weaponsmith is hurtful. In the early game it can help you a little bit, but in late game fights it really doesn't matter, like rarely. How often in a team game will you have one singular unit in a tile? In a duel, maybe a little bit more. He did that by having 4 Thralls. He had 4. And then he hit 200 fame. When you hit 200 fame, you get 5 additional Thralls, no matter what. So that's why I said I'm usually trying to have 6. So you reach the 5 threshold, you can have 5 Thralls as soon as you got 13 villagers. So as soon as you get the 13th, you can get 6 Thralls. I usually do that, get up to 6 Thralls. So you have 5, so you can, when you can have 1 more, you can buy new Thralls, go to 6 out of 5, then get the 5 on top, and you have 11. Bashpop scouting here. Problem is, at any point, if you at any point have more Thralls than population, they will turn on you, and every Thrall will get an enemy and attack you. This has never happened to me. I never had this happen to me ever. So I'm not really sure if it's actually true. I heard about that it's a thing. Like, since I like this, things like that wouldn't happen to me ever. So yeah. So I'm not really sure. Maybe it's like an urban legend or something. But yeah, like I said, I've heard it. Never were able to see it with my own eyes. Let's see what they can see. Bashpop down at the main tile of Deadway over here. Call to arms. Hit here for Reese. And we have Who Are You? And Deadway. Not really seeing a main tile yet, but they're getting there. They are getting there. Boar could convert very soon, yeah. Dragon also has a considerable amount of gold. We can check the warband here really quick, because we are all knowing beans. 10 warband here. 10 warband. That's good. That's good. That's a lot of happiness for you, are you too? We should have hit there we go. He should have hit feeling safe by now, which means he gets 1 happiness for every upgraded Dragonkin altar and +3 happiness for his chief, which sums up to a grand total of 7 happiness out of feeling safe, which is just wild. Plus he has 10 warbands plus a bunch of gold, so he can get a good amount of Dragonkins out here. No relic play, by the way. Would help you in the real late game, I feel like. If I would be real sure that I don't get attacked in the early game, like 802 would be early game. More like mid game, right? But if I would be sure that that doesn't happen, I would usually consider to go for the relic. But I feel like his mass of dragonkins that he can get up here is already enough. Maybe a little more, you know? Maybe a little more. I think he has enough gold to maybe go for 10 or 12, 11 or 12. What does the boar so much gold need so much gold for? Its army. Its army. You want to get 1,000 warriors. Give me 1,000 warriors. It's more gonna be like 14, 15, 16. It's 8. Maybe a few more. But he's gonna get a big army and then he's gonna attack. Because they have the Dragon Clan. The thing of the Dragon Clan unit is that the Dragonkin, when you have upgraded it, cannot check that, right? I don't think I can check what upgrades do, but I can tell you what the upgrade does. Occasionally, the Dragonkin will have an attack proc, basically. Like, I think they know how much percentage it were again. But sometimes you will have a whirlwind attack where you attack all units around you. So I don't know if you saw a lot of Northgard fights, but they tend to really clump up. Like you have a fight of 40 army against 40 army on the other side, and it's gonna play on here. This is the fight. Because they're all gonna clump up on one single point. So if you attack all units around you, you are shredding. You are shredding. The best thing that you can do against that, what I usually see, is having axe throwers. You should have one player going for axe throwers and hope that they don't really go for shield bearers or something. Because you can really split the axe throwers up and then try to split the rest of the fight up to negate as much as possible of the effect. Problem is that warriors are generally a bit better than axe throwers. But if your warriors all clump up and you're like forced to either take a bad fight because you lose a lot of damage, or you pull your warriors around all the time, you know, like you micro them left and right, and yeah, the Dragonkins will still hit you while you run away, and you may even not win as much with it, because yeah, it takes away a little bit of your oomph if you don't just take the full attack, right? You may even be able to overwhelm them. You may survive with, if you attack with 20 warriors with 18 army that all have 10% life. But it's better than having 0 army. Yeah, I feel like in late game, maybe. Yeah, okay, yeah, I would say that. The thing is, I would have maybe said, okay, the squirrel has the relic up and can reach states of being basically unkillable, right? Basically. The thing is, I don't know how these villagers cope against a lot of Dragonkins attacking you, because villagers are definitely gonna clump up if you have them come for a defense. Plus the villagers have 3 resistance, which is basically no resistance. So your villagers, it's not no resistance, it's just a very low amount for like I think the lowest amount in Northgard that you can have. So the attacks will really hit them, like the AoE attacks. So I feel like the villagers could fall to just a big ball of Dragonkin. But Bash Pop, I feel like, gives them an edge here. He is basically friends with everyone, isn't he? Yeah. Not quite. But basically friends with everyone. Already going for the next giants here. Greedy. Unbelievable. But is there a global content spin? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Taking the second one over there. See? There's one sheep out of there. Oh, you already upgraded one. Still consider to... I think building a sheepfold for only one sheep is still worth it. Because it's free production, more or less. I'll take that. Not super free, because like the sheepfold will cost you... Just thought it costs no upkeep. I were the wrong player. 26 upkeep per year. I think the sheep is gonna get you a lot more food than that. Gotta pick your fight. No, I don't know. I feel like it should be worth it, even for only one sheep. So the gold is banking up. We are deep in 803. I think clearly both of the teams think that if they go late game, they will definitely win. And we are gonna find it out here. Oh! What do my eyes see there? What do my eyes see right there? It doesn't seem that they count on like being also defensive, because this relic screams attacking. Mjolnir is the thunderstorm relic, where you pay 200 food, 150 food, and 150 gold. We're gonna see it as soon as you actually build it. And you can send a thunderstorm on a tile, which destroys, not destroys most of the buildings, but will ignite a lot of the building. Plus hurt all villagers, like do a lot of damage to villagers and everything. And there's Bash Bob. Bash Bob coming right in. With 19 army. 19 army plus war chief plus 8 wolves at home cheering him on. They want him to win. We got a reaction there. Who are you? Maybe a little bit caught off guard. Gotta throw a lot of builds and everything away right now to actually have enough dragon essence to get all that army. Like, one of these bars is one dragonkin. You will lose one of these bars for one dragonkin. Don't want to get too deep into it now. I didn't explain it that much. Maybe I should have. And if you sacrifice one villager, which you will need to do once in a while, you get 2. And if you throw a thrall, you get... you get 3. So yeah, I needed to throw away a lot of villagers. 11 dragonkin here. 13 dragonkin on the board. More coming in. And they have a very, very small fight there. We have X-Throwers on the side from Reese, but Reese is Squirrel clan and Squirrel army. Doesn't do any damage at all. So, Bashpop has a bunch though. Yeah, Bashpop and Reese will win this. They overwhelmed the Dragonkins. Just overwhelmed them with numbers, basically. Yeah, bunch army. Yeah, going in there makes a huge difference, right? Going in there makes a huge difference. I think also the giant is dead. The giant shouldn't be dead at that point, because it can't really... Yeah, if you focus the giant, that's kind of a problem. Nah, it won't be enough. It won't be enough here. It's a good game here from Who Are You, though. Deadway also played very well. But... running in there at that point probably weren't the best call. I don't know if it could have worked out if they were at home, but going into a tile is always a big disadvantage on Northgard, right? But it's not that much. No? It's not that much anymore. So maybe that were a little difference right there. But hey, good fights here from the players. We're nice to see yet again. Okay. Do they have them scouted is the question. Yeah, they have. So yeah. I feel like they may be able to. 5 Dragonkins. Now we can maybe see the power of them a little bit, especially with weakened units. Even though it's maybe not the best show-off. Because most of the army left is Squirrel army, and Squirrel army is really not that strong. The X-Throwers have 11 attack power right now. They are far away from their homeland, so they get minus 0.58 already. So they are 10, 11 army, 10.9 army attack right now. The Dragonkins have a lot. If it's jumping around, it doesn't make the job easier, certainly. He has 17.8. That is a lot. Yeah, finishing off the dragon here shouldn't be a big problem at all for Bash Bob. And to argue, Bash Bob with literally 1000 gold in the back of his hands. Is he trying to go for the flex and get the second giants? It kind of feels like it. He's at 51% though, so it's not really gonna happen. But the Berghoff are only at 100%. Almost. There we go. Do these Berghoff are like Bash Bob now? Would be nice, I don't know, like if they are like assured, right? I just wanted to say it would be really cool if the Murkoff would attack in the very moment you befriend them, already as a first one. They already have assured value by befriending them. So they definitely run over at that time and attack your opponent at least for once. Then I thought it would be nice to then have a clear window. So say, okay, after 6 months, they're gonna attack again. So after half a year, basically, they are gonna attack again. But the problem is, if it's so expectable, doesn't that make that worse? I think it would make it worse. If I know when the Merkalfar would attack me, I would obviously forget it and it wouldn't give me anything. But there are players which have brains and they will actually realize that they come at the same time and like just run home before that happens, basically. Yeah, GG's Bash Bob. Good game. Very good. Yeah, double neutral spawn there for you. That were pretty good. And yeah, played very well. Wari were also doing pretty well. Gonna look at the army here. Pretty good Dragonkin army, I feel like. But yeah, completely overwhelmed by the amount of warriors which came out. And generally also the gold production. Just really through the roof. I think the double neutral tile there, I feel like, really cool. Were really cool. Yeah, gold convert could have maybe been bigger, but yeah, it's just fun games, right? We're not looking the high level Northgard league here, and I feel like the game were pretty interesting. I was a little afraid of the dragon army. Yeah. True. Like, I didn't see who exactly, like, focused the giant there, but I saw that the giant just were dead at the end of the fight. And I feel like if you have that much army left and the giant is still alive, something must have gone a little wrong. Because, yeah, it is a little bit rough to, yeah, have that much DPS be focused on a guy that is that healthy, while having a lot of warriors around you, which are basically made out of paper, compared to the dragon, to the giant. And yeah, should rather take out this DPS first, and like, not the very last, but one of the last kills should be the giant then for you. Head going trading board. That's insane for gold, it's true. Oh yeah, same gold is for that's the same idea. Yeah, it's just really good, and I feel like you have to go for it if you see that there are giants like relatively close for you. I feel like you have to go for it, even though you may not get the giant. You may be forcing your opponent to just run into the giant and trying to clear them with you after 90% or something, taking a big amount of damage, and like basically let them pop army before you get army, and that means that you usually have a lot more time to get your eco together, right? You have more time to get gold because you don't have 12 army out right now or 14 army out right now to kill giants. So you can just chill at home, have all your villagers still do that, watch at them killing the giants, thinking, damn, I really would have liked one of those, then attack them right after, because they took a little bit of maybe even you wait until they attack, really. They need to run home then, maybe heal, and they need to get more army, and then they run towards you. Or they just attack with the small army. Then you just get a big army and just... Yeah, GG Threes. Nice game. It's hard not to click on the giant, sadly. Yeah, it's definitely not that easy. It's pretty hard. It's not too bad, Black Day. Your macro was pretty good. And pretty good, like pretty interesting to see how you play the dragon. with the different lore tree. Still worked out pretty well. You ended up at a very good place there. Thing that I have seen, but maybe could help you because you had so much resources at that point. Maybe try a brewery? I don't know if that's actually true, if that's a viable option there, but I feel like you can have a lot more villagers than I could have if I throw the villagers into the pit all the time, you know? So I feel like you could have a way higher villager fresh amount there, giving you a better eco, and yeah, basically also getting your gold economy rolling a little bit quicker. Since you had that many resources around, I felt like maybe that is something you could go for, but maybe it's not a good idea. You had 8 happiness right after you hit feeling safe, but since you go for the lore that shall not be named, since you go for that lore, I think it's called actually slave trade or something, right? Check the players here. No, I can't check that anymore. You go for 1 extra lore before you hit feeling safe. Plus you hit it later than me since I go for docks. And I get a little bit of lore on top of that, right? So you hit feeling safe relatively late compared to me. While, like I said, you're gonna have a lot more villagers freed up since you're throwing away the thralls. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm also I think for me it's also generally beneficial. I get my builds back quicker with the brewery, you know? So I think going for the brewery is the better play. For my strategy, I can say that like that, right? I don't know how it is for like the strategy that Black Day went for, because it's a little bit different and I'm not that experienced in that. But generally, I feel like, yeah, the brewery helps me out in my strategy, like in the carpentry mastery straight into feeling safe strategy, because the villagers just come back so much quicker and I need to throw away a lot of villagers there because I don't throw away thralls, right? I want to stay at 11, get up to 6 thralls, get 5 on top, have 11 thralls, have huge eco, get 20 dragonkin, and then drink beer because I have breweries and my opponents don't. Bolts! Bolts! You know, all the grabs. Everyone be interested in grabs. Cheeky Bash Bob trying to get the second giant. We got a bunch of meals, which shall not be forgotten. See the ratatouille's banging in? That seems good. Talking about breweries, buff skulls, please. I'm always down to buff stack. I feel like stack should start with 100 resources more again. Plus, skulls should have +3 gold production, while without going for value of great deeds. Value of great deeds should give an additional 50%, and I feel like then stack should be fine. Bothering. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Not caring about too much. It goes really forward, right? You have so much gold, you can do so much tempo stuff in 802. Like, you already had 1k gold in 802, right? You could have done a lot right there and do a lot of damage, especially against the dragon or something. Yeah, problem is just if they kill your giants or something. If they kill the giants and you basically lose your army in the front, but you did a lot of damage, but then afterwards they might come and just kill your giants, you're a little bit screwed. With Lore Relic, you're way more stable. So,